Two tools that I use a lot to organize and view my model are hide and hide rest of model. By default, SketchUp makes the hide tool Command E. And to be quite honest, I don't like Command E as that shortcut. Instead, I want to change it to H. So when I select an object, I want to press H and make it hide. When I press H right now, our keyboard shortcut is the pan tool. That really doesn't make much sense because I use Orbit plus Shift to pan. And H is a close key for my left hand, so we can make that H to be hide. And for hide rest of model, we're going to make it Control H. That'll make sense in a little bit. To change your shortcut, you want to go to Window, Preferences on a PC, or on a Mac, you want to go to SketchUp, Preferences. On the left, you'll see Shortcuts. And here it lists all the functions in SketchUp. So this is where you can access any tool and make your own keyboard shortcuts. To make this a little bit easier, let's just filter. So we'll type in hide. Hide comes up. And the screen's a little different on a PC. Actually, on a PC, you can save out your keyboard shortcuts, whereas on a Mac, you can only save them on this computer. PC, you could actually export the shortcut file so that you can load it on other computers. So here, hide comes up. You'll see there's no keyboard shortcut set for it. So let's set it by typing H. Gives us a warning saying that the shortcut H is already assigned to camera pan, and we want to replace that. Now the other keyboard shortcut that I like to use is unhide all. And for that, I'm going to use the letter U. The last one that we want is this View Component Edit Hide Rest of Model. And for this, I use Control H. However, you can use any other keyboard shortcut that you want. This is just the one that I've always used for it. Once we're done, just press the little red circle there, close out. Shortcuts you only have to set once. So next time you load up your SketchUp model, those shortcuts will load. To use hide rest of model, let's say, for example, we just want to focus on the second floor. With the first floor grouped, I can click on it, just single click, and I can press H to hide it. Now we can just focus on the second floor. To unhide it, just press U, and that unhides all the geometry in your model. Now, if you don't have the keyboard shortcut set up, you can always get to those under Edit, and then Hide and Unhide All. To continue organizing this model and show you how hide rest of model works, let's first make the second floor a group. To do that, let's triple click, single click selects the face, double click selects the face and edges, and a triple click selects all the entities in your selection. So anything that's touching that selection. So let's right click and make this a group. And while we're here, let's also change another keyboard shortcut. Let's go to SketchUp Preferences and let's type in Group, because Make Group, I want to set that as G. By default, G is set up for components, which we haven't touched yet. However, I use groups more often than I use components. So I like G as groups, and it just makes more sense. Let's just undo Command Z or Control Z on a PC. Let's select all again. And then now just press G and it'll create that group for us. Groups just select the geometry, they isolate it. And now you want to be able to modify or edit inside that geometry. So to do that, you can double click with the select tool to enter inside of a group. And you'll see the boundary or edges of that group defined by this area. You'll also notice it ghosts out the first floor, and that's because it's not in that group. Where hide rest of model comes into play is if you press Control H, which again we set up as our keyboard shortcut, you can now hide anything not inside this group that we're drawing right now. So anything outside, or in a sense, the rest of the model is hidden. And I like this as Control H because I'll toggle this on and off. There will be times where you need to refer to geometry outside of your group, but also times where you just want to hide it. Take the select tool and just click out of the group and your model returns there. Same thing if I'm on the first floor, I can double click. And right now I have it activated, so it's going to hide that. If I want to bring the second floor back on, just Control H, or hide it again, Control H. To edit any geometry within a group, you have to make sure that you're inside of that. So you have to make sure that you're inside the bounding edges of that group. So we'll eventually have more groups within groups, especially when we create the windows and door trim. Another tool that you can use to organize is the outliner, and we're going to show you that next.